What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. So check this out. You guys know I've been doing a couple of strike videos lately on how these guys are completely divided. And every time one of these cats like Zachary, Levi, or Stephen Amell comes out and says something, they got to end up walking it back, and they got to end up, quote unquote, clarifying their comments. As you can see on this article on Bounding in the Comics, Shazam, Fury of the God Star, Zachary Levi clarifies that he supports sag-aftra strike after slamming the rules against self-promotion as dumb. Yeah, so these dudes, they go to these conventions, this guy was at a convention. Stephen Amell was at a convention. You remember that video I did? I'll link it above if you didn't see that. He's at a convention just talking to the people. Off the cuff, having a conversation with the folks in the crowd, answering questions, and he gives his honest to God opinion on the strike, on what's going on right now, what he can and can't do, all the little rules that they got in place. He gives his honest opinion, but then he ends up having to walk back, or at least kind of walk it back. He did that recently on this interview with TMZ.
I said that I stand with and I support my union, and I do. Uniformly, unanimously, period, full stop. I probably shouldn't have used the word support a strike. I probably should have just said that nobody likes strikes, because nobody does.
And Zachary Levi, basically, he's in the same boat, okay? He's in the same boat. Now he has to clarify his position, which, in my opinion, I wouldn't clarify shit. I wouldn't say nothing but, hey, I said what I said, all right? You can read it any way you want to read it, but I said what I said. That was my honest to God thoughts, all right? I'm not clarifying anything. If you want to read more into it than what I said, because again, we're going to get to his statements in just a minute, but what he was saying to me wasn't a big deal at all. All right. It wasn't a big deal at all. But all of these cats over here at SAG-AFTRA, man, if you say one thing out of line, they coming for your head. They coming for your head. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you sit back and think about it. But let's go ahead again, read this article. This is again on Bounding in the Comic. After slamming SAG-AFTRA's current strike rule against self-promotion as dumb, Shazam, Fury of the God Star, Zachary Levi has clarified that not only was his comment made as a joke, but that he wholeheartedly supports the Guild's ongoing negotiating efforts. The latest actor to portray Earth's mightiest mortal initially entered into the discourse surrounding the current state of Hollywood while making an August 3rd appearance at the 2023 Manchester Comic Con in Manchester, United Kingdom. All right, so here's the video. Let's go ahead and look at what he had to say.
I'm not allowed to talk about, this is so dumb, I'm not allowed to talk about any of my previous work. I'm not allowed to talk about movies that I may be a superhero in. I'm not allowed to talk about TV shows that I may have been a nerd who worked at a Best Buy kind of Malcolm. I'm not allowed to talk about any animated princess movies that I was fantastic in as the best prince ever. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to talk about those things.
Now, look, for me, that's an absolute nothing burger. He has a right to give his opinion on the fact that, oh, I think it's dumb that I can't say this or I can't say that. I think it's dumb. I wish we could get out there and talk. I can speak freely to you guys. That's basically what I took away from his statement. I basically took away that, oh yeah, I just wish I could talk freely about the things that you guys came to talk to me about. But I can't because we got a strike going on, and this guy has already lent his full-throated support to the union, to the strike. He's against the studios. He's already come out and said that. So for people to kind of come against him, it's just kind of dumb, in my opinion. It's just kind of stupid. It's like the guy's already said that he supports the strike. Like, what more do you want from this dude? I don't know. It's just kind of ridiculous. But again, unfortunately for Levi, albeit unsurprisingly, given the heated emotions from all sides regarding the strikes, soon after making his comments, the actor was inundated with not just backlash, but also accusations of betraying his fellow SAG-AFTRA members. As such, on August the 4th, Levi issued a statement to the media clarifying that his comments were a joke and that he fully supported his union's current fight. Yeah, so here's what it said. It's come to my attention that an offhand remark I made in jest last weekend is being taken out of context. It is, he said, per the Hollywood Reporter. So let me be very clear. I fully support my union, the WGA, and the strike. I remain an outspoken critic of the exploitative system that us artists are subject to work in since I started my journey in this business 25 years ago. This strike is necessary to protect ourselves, the writers, and all those working in production who make the industry move and so on. Okay. Again, he's already said statements, you know, to that effect. They actually go into this with this post here from Instagram. Like he said they care about profits. We need to be striking. We should have done this years ago. This guy is fully on board. But I don't see why you got to come out every time you make a statement and then run it back and clarify. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, you guys are taking this out of context. Stand on your statement. I would just say, look, I said what I said. I've already said that I support the strike. I'm not recanting anything. I'm not clarifying shit. All right. But again, it just shows you how these guys are after him. You guys remember in that last video that I did with regarding, and I'll link that one above, okay, with how the writers are split down the middle. They got people telling on each other. They got people telling on each other. So every time one of these little videos pops up and these cats are at a convention, somebody is out there recording this. Uh-oh, we're going to tell on this guy. We're going to tell on Stephen Amell. We're going to tell on Zachary Levi. Like, these guys are completely not together at all. And it's starting to affect the entire strike. Listen, look, let's go back to some of those comments. You guys know I love the deadline comments. All right. You guys may not like me speaking directly to what these guys are saying on the picket lines and what these guys are saying under their anonymous tags. All right. But look, let's go back to deadline. So check this out. The WGA introduced a new healthcare demand that could prolong the strike. All right. And basically, in a nutshell, it says, yeah, they want the companies to agree to a healthcare extension that would give striking writers more time to qualify for the health coverage that many face losing because of a lack of earnings during the work stoppage. So basically it says, yeah, take care of these guys that are on strike. You know, they're now introducing a new demand, you know, to the whole mix. Yeah, take care of these guys that are on strike, even though they're striking and they're not working. Take care of their health care. You know, I don't know how that's going to go, but nevertheless, once again, you can go to the comment section. Yeah, again, anonymous. Okay. Another anonymous poster. I love watching the WGA talk out of both sides of its mouth. Oh, we're going to strike and burn this industry down to the ground. But can you pay our healthcare benefits while we do it? Again, people are talking trash about these negotiations. That's BS. AMPTP destroyed the previous business model with streaming and are ruining writers' lives. We can't afford to live, but are working harder than ever to make an historic amount of profit for the top earners only. Enough is enough. I'm so sick of this argument. This is pure WGA spin. There are literally thousands of new jobs because of streaming, with more opportunities for residuals than ever existed in the broadcast model. I've been a working TV writer for 20 years, and streaming has made keeping, and earning money way easier. See how everybody's divided on this thing, okay? I don't know if this guy is a writer or not. He says he's a writer. He says he's been working as a TV writer for over 20 years, okay? And he says it's easier. So again, there's haves and have-nots in every situation. It's about how do you move in this new environment? Can you adjust quickly on the fly, or are you expecting them to keep doing business the old way? The ways of doing business have changed. Are writers and actors adapting? You know, that's really the question. Are these guys adapting? As a WGA member, the more I read the deadline comments, the more I'm starting to feel like it's every group for themselves. The more I'm realizing it's every group for themselves. It literally is. If you guys take the time and go through these comments, man, nobody is on the same page at all. And if that's the case, I'd rather this strike go on forever and the industry model burns to the ground. So if you're not the AMPTP, it's a much better idea to support the unions and everything that flows when they do. Support the people who create all of it and make them feel like they matter, because if they don't, they'll go away and there will not be jobs for everyone else to return to, even when the strike ends. No studio is going to greenlight a shitty version of new Star Wars or Barbie 2 Electric Boogaloo because catering wants to work. Again, see, this is what he's saying. Every man for himself right now. Catering wants to work, you know, so they're pressuring these writers and these actors. Hey, get your ass back to work. We got to work, okay? We losing money, right? And so, yeah, it's every man for himself. And this guy says Netflix will, and that's the problem. Yeah, Netflix will actually probably work more with them, in my opinion, than other people. And they'll shoot it overseas with a non-union crew. Yeah, see? So it's one hand just basically biting the other in these comment section. Everybody is in it for themselves. There is no unity whatsoever. I showed you how the IATSC, these guys are back to being like just regular, you know, pizza delivery guys, because they can't do the jobs that they were doing for Hollywood right now with everything shut down. These are standard demands made when the parties are preparing for a strike-ending deal. I don't know about that one, all right? It seems like the studios are just firmly in their place. No one on the WGA side expects to get all of them. But there's timing and then there's timing. This was not the time to demand that. Also, by the way, we haven't faced competition in our domestic market from foreign shows, nor competition for U.S. shows in foreign markets because they didn't produce their own shows. Now they are. This is a very, very important point. They never had to deal with foreign markets before. All of these other foreign markets are absolutely making content. Scandinavia to Saudi Arabia, he's saying. All right. Hollywood is collapsing. These strikes are accelerating our demise. It was nice while it lasted, but it's over. And thanks also to the Silicon Valley tech. Yeah, they're going to blame Netflix and these guys, right? These cats that made it easy to move over to a streaming model, okay? They say the same thing happened in music. As soon as music went online, that completely killed the music game. That completely killed the old music model, all right? So now you got to make your money another kind of way. It's the same thing here. And everybody can just go to YouTube now. Hey, look, if you are that talented, if you got that level of talent and you really believe in your talent, you can always just strike out on your own. So let me get this straight. The things you already had a tentative agreement in, you are now changing. And who's prolonging the strike? 2 words, regressive bargaining. They've never had a stable platform. Remember when it was just fighting against writing becoming a gig economy, even though it always has been? It kind of has been, yeah. Then they threw in the mandated room sizes. Then AI popped up. Now this, we need to vote these losers out. They are deliberately trying to burn down the industry. You see what I'm talking about? These cats are not together by any stretch of the imagination. You got writers that have been, I've read so many of these comments. We need to vote these losers out. We need to get these guys out of here. They're talking about the union presidents. They say, hey, get these cats out of here. They are not negotiating a good deal for us, you know? And it's the same thing with the actors. You see some of these actors that are out there on the picket lines saying one thing, okay, saying, yeah, we need to stand in solidarity. And then when you get to these air-conditioned convention centers, these cats on conventions, they saying something completely different when they're talking to the fans. Here's one by Lefty Clifford. I think the WGA needs to ditch the minimum requirement for the writer's room that they're seeking. Times have changed, as others have commented, and it's unrealistic to make such a demand. Our ranks will be thinned out, but 500 plus shows is a thing of the past. Too much subpar material written by too many subpar writers. Boom! Man, writing is an artistic pursuit. A steady income is not guaranteed. It is as simple as that. If you can't string together enough work, maybe it's your writing that is to blame. Reality sucks, bro. Look, Lefty nailed it, man. Lefty nailed it. It's too many of these dudes right here. Too many subpar writers. This strike is about saving these dudes, okay? This strike is about saving these cats, in my opinion, all right? Because look, these subpar writers, this is the best these cats will ever be able to do. You know, this is it, all right? They're dependent on the system. They are weak and talentless, and they are dependent on the system. It's like this cat said, this ain't a guaranteed work. You gotta be good. If you're not good, you got to get up out of here. But what are they trying to do? They're trying to keep these fat writer rooms, okay? Hey, we need 10 people in every writer's room. Why? 4 people should be able to get the job done. Why do you need an additional 6? That's these cats right here, all right? That's these guys. These guys are the additional 6 that they need. And everything that I keep talking about, when I'm talking about, hey, get out there, go make your own thing, okay? You got YouTube, you got Amazon Kindle, all right? Go out there and be creative. Grab some writers, grab some director friends, do some independent work, all right? But see, that kind of freedom, that's death to these people right here, okay? That freedom is death to this. This kind of, you know, decentralized entertainment that I keep promoting. I say, hey, that's the future. That's what I'm seeing with the wide open nature of how technology has changed the game. They've already said, hey, man, the tech bros have completely changed the game. These cats are afraid to death of that, all right? If you told these dudes, hey, Hollywood is over, okay? Hollywood, it's a wrap. But look, you're a talented writer. You can go out there on your own. You can make your own content, all right? You got YouTube, you got Amazon, you got all of these other various things that you can do, okay? Get out there. It's never been easier to put your own creativity out there in the marketplace. Go publish something on your own, okay? Go create. These dudes would literally fall into the fetal position and cry, all right? They can't do it. That's the problem. All they can do is crank out the subpar material because they're subpar writers. This guy said, hey, your writing is to blame, okay? And Hollywood is literally the only way that they can make, you know, a living off of their, you know, their talent, their quote unquote talent. That's the only way that they can make a living off of it. And that's the problem. And they are now dealing with reality. Lefty nailed it. This guy says, jumping off the sinking ship. I am actively looking to exercise my personal freedom and right to work. You may call it scabbing, but I call it survival. You are not my brothers and sisters in arms. You are co-workers. I don't share a unified philosophy with you, and the guild is not my religion. This is a job I love, and I will be damned if I let someone dictate to me how I do that job, especially if they aren't signing the checks. I implore the AMPTP to offer writers who disagree with this strike an exit ramp that, unless the WGA agrees to not penalize us for choosing to return to work, you will not negotiate with them any further. I know literally hundreds of union and non-union writers who would leap at this opportunity. The only things the WGA are going for are threats and intimidations of never working in this town again. Take that away and they are nothing but windbags blowing fetid hot air. Holy shit. I'm telling you, you guys don't believe me? These guys are not all together. And there's people, I believe that these writers, these are probably very talented writers, very good writers who know they're good, who know that they could probably strike out there and do something on their own. And they're saying, hey, give us an exit ramp, okay? Give us a way out of this nonsense because the WGA isn't doing the job. You know, again, I'm not on anybody's side because no one's all together on mine, all right? I think the studios, the actors, the writers, everybody has been screwing Hollywood for a long time. I'm merely reporting the news, okay? A lot of people think, oh, yeah, everybody's standing in solidarity. You watch these videos, you see people marching up and down. But then you come to deadline, and then you read these comments, and you read a ton of these comments, and you realize it's a split. These guys are not all together on the same page. Some of these guys, in my opinion, they probably should be, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do something on my own. I know that there's easier money to be made in Hollywood, but you know what? Let me just go out there and start working on that novel I've always wanted to work on, okay? Let me go out there and do something else instead of sitting up here waiting on the union and studios in Hollywood to figure this out. Because look, AI, tech, it's not going anywhere. If you think you're going to be able to kind of wiggle around and negotiate yourself around technology, the changing technology, how streaming is all of a sudden taking over entertainment, right? And how AI is just going to change the nature of everything that you do, you're fooling yourselves, all right? The technology is just going to keep marching forward. What's going to end up happening is all of these cats on the outside, all right? The non-union writers, the creatives that exist everywhere else in society, those people are going to take over, you know? So you know what? Hey, stay on strike. Stay on strike. Entertainment will be there. Entertainment will be there. People will just watch YouTube. Hey, who's got some new entertainment options for us on YouTube? Or, hey, what's the latest novel that's coming out on Amazon Kindle? You know, I need to get back on my novel writing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where everything is moving towards right now. Technology has changed the game. And this cat is recognizing it and say, hey, I'm jumping off of this sinking ship. You know, and I think you're going to have to jump completely out of Hollywood to be able to act and write on your own. And the cream is just going to rise to the top. Those that are talented, all right? That's why, again, I think that the Rippaverse, when we talk about that, it's the opportunity, like I said on that Rippaverse unboxing yesterday, it's the opportunity is there for anybody and everybody that has any little creative spark in them to get it going and to change the game forever. And I mean, you know, again, this strike is an absolute result of everything that we're seeing, and so will the, you know, the coming Iron Age, as it's called. That's a result of all the technological upgrades, and these people are pissed at it, but it is what it is. You know, technology changes things. It's hitting the entertainment industry, all right? And, you know, there's nothing the union can do. They're going to have to adjust. The studios understand what's at stake, and the studios are like, here's where we're at, you know? Anyway, I've been talking way too long on this one. You guys let me know what you think. Go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.